All right, so you know that feeling right when you get your credit card bill and you see a charge you just don't recognize?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That like, wait a minute, did I really spend that? It happens to all of us at some point.
Absolutely. It's easy to feel a little lost when you see a charge like that.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to dive into today. Understanding credit card billing errors, and more importantly, how to deal with them.
Yes, exactly.
The key thing is this: you have power. There are rights and procedures to sort these mistakes out.
That's right.
So let's get into it. What do we mean when we say billing error?
Well, it's more than just a charge you forgot about after, maybe a late night online shopping spree. A billing error is a specific kind of mismatch between what happened with your money and what shows up on your credit card statement.
Okay, so what kind of charges should we be on the lookout for? The ones that make you think, this doesn't look right.
Well, the most common one is a charge for something you just never bought. Maybe a subscription you never signed up for. Or a delivery from a company you've never even heard of.
Makes sense.
Then there are just plain old wrong amounts.
Oh yeah, that's the worst.
Imagine seeing a $10 lunch charge suddenly become $100.
Oh man, yeah.
That's definitely a billing error. And it might seem obvious, but it does happen.
For sure, that's frustrating. What else?
Have you ever returned something and then you're still seeing the charge on your statement even though you sent it back weeks ago?
Oh yeah, definitely.
With no credit applied. That's a billing error.
It's like they just ignored the whole return.
Exactly. It's like the transaction never fully went away. Also, think about when you paid for a service you never got.
Right.
Like a flight gets canceled, but they don't refund you and you still see the charge.
Oh yeah, that's infuriating.
Bingo, billing error.
Totally.
And finally, keep an eye out for just plain math errors.
Oh yeah.
The charges don't add up to the total or even charges with the wrong date. A wrong date can sometimes mean there's a duplicate charge hiding in there.
So we're talking more than just fraudulent charges here. Why is it so important to catch these errors early?
Well, the sooner you see it, the easier it is to fix it.
Makes sense.
Your memory's fresher, you'll have your receipts handy, and there are deadlines for disputing errors to make sure you're protected.
That's key. So picture this. You're looking over your statement and you see a charge that makes you stop. What's the very first thing you should do?
The first step, and this might sound really simple, is to actually look at your statement.
Really look at it.
Don't just glance at the total. Go through every single transaction line by line.
Line by line.
Check the dates, the names of the places, and the amounts.
Okay.
Online statements usually give you more detail, which helps. But even with a paper statement, that close look is really important.
I know it can feel like a chore, especially after a busy month. But those few minutes can save a lot of trouble later, right?
Oh, for sure. You're basically a financial detective.
I like that.
Looking for clues that something's off. Sometimes the name of the place will be totally unfamiliar, or the amount will be way more than you thought. Those little things should be a red flag.
Okay, so let's say you found something fishy. What's next?
Next, try reaching out to the merchant directly.
The store itself.
Yeah. If you recognize the store, but the charge seems wrong, like you got charged twice for the same meal or the final bill is different,
Yeah.
a quick call to their customer service can often fix it. They might be able to see your transaction and correct it right there, giving you a refund or adjusting your account.
Go right to the source.
Yeah.
It can be an honest mistake.
Exactly.
What should we remember if we do contact the merchant?
Write down everything. The date and time you called, who you spoke to, and what they said they'd do to fix it.
So keep a good record.
Exactly. If you email them, keep copies of all the messages.
Got it.
This is super important if the problem doesn't get fixed or if you need to get your credit card company involved later.
Good advice. So let's say you called the merchant, but they don't fix it. Maybe they disagree with you or they're just slow to respond. What then?
Then you have to get your credit card company involved. This means you need to write them a letter about the charge you're disputing. This step is really important because it triggers certain consumer protections under the Fair Credit Billing Act or FCBA.
FCBA. Sounds important. What is that exactly? And how much time do we have?
The FCBA is a federal law that protects you, the consumer, from unfair billing practices with credit cards. One of the big things it does is give you the right to dispute billing errors on your statement. But here's the catch. You only have 60 days to do it. This 60 days starts from the date the statement with the error was sent to you. That's why catching these errors early is so important. You need to make sure you have enough time.
60 days from the statement date. Okay,
Yeah.
That's a really important deadline. You mentioned writing them a letter. Is a phone call enough?
You can call them to ask about a charge, but the FCBA requires a written notice to officially start the dispute and get the full protection of the law. Writing it down makes a clear record of your complaint, which is important for both you and the credit card company.
So what exactly needs to be in this written dispute to make it official?
A few key things. First, your full name and your credit card account number.
Okay, got it.
Then the exact date of the charge and the exact amount you're disputing. And this is really important. You need to explain exactly why you think it's an error.
Not just, I didn't do this.
Right, exactly. Don't just say, I didn't make this charge. Give them specifics, like, this is for something I never ordered and never got.
I see.
Or, I returned this item on this date, and I've attached a copy of the return receipt, but they haven't credited my account.
Right, be specific. Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about receipts or other proof we might have?
That's essential. Include copies, never the originals of anything that backs up your claim. This could be a sales receipt that shows the real amount you should have been charged in this gamble. An email confirming your return, a tracking number showing the package never got to you, even copies of your emails with the merchant. Keep your originals safe just in case.
Makes sense. And how should we send this? Does it have to be a super formal letter?
You can send a formal letter by certified mail with a return receipt. That way you know for sure they got it.
Yeah.
But these days, a lot of credit card companies have online portals or secure messaging on their websites or apps where you can submit disputes electronically.
Okay, so check their website or app to see what they prefer.
Exactly. And just make sure you get some kind of confirmation that they received your dispute and are working on it.
Great. So you've done all that, you sent it off. Now what? What can you expect while they're looking into it?
The FCBA says the credit card company has to follow certain timelines once they get your dispute.
Okay.
First, they have to acknowledge they got your complaint within 30 days, unless they completely fix the issue within those 30 days.
30 days just to acknowledge it. That feels like a long time to wait.
It can, but that's the rule. After that, they have a maximum of 2 billing cycles, which is usually no more than 90 days from when they got your dispute to investigate and come to a decision.
Okay.
During this time, they'll look at what you sent them and usually contact the merchant to get their side of the story.
So what happens to that disputed amount while they're doing all this? You still have to pay it?
This is another important protection you get with the FCBA. You don't have to pay the amount you're disputing while they're investigating, and even better, your credit score won't be affected because of this disputed charge during that time.
That's a huge relief.
Right.
The last thing you need is your credit score taking a hit for something that wasn't even your fault. But what about the rest of your credit card bill? The stuff you're not disputing?
This is really important. You have to keep paying the rest of your bill on time. The charges you agree with. If you don't pay those, you'll get hit with late fees, and it could actually hurt your credit score even though you have a separate charge you're disputing. It's like saying, I agree with all this, but this one thing needs a closer look.
Right. Makes total sense. So we've covered what to do when you find an error. But are there things you can do to make these billing errors less likely to happen in the first place?
Absolutely. Like they say it's better to prevent a problem than to fix it.
Right.
There are a few things you can do. First, and this goes back to what we said before, keep all your receipts, whether they're paper or electronic, and actually compare them to your credit card statement every month. I know it sounds boring, but it's a great way to catch mistakes early.
Yeah, like a regular checkup for your finances. What else?
Setting up transaction alerts with your credit card company can be a big help.
How does that work?
Most companies let you set it up so you get a text or email when there's a charge over a certain amount.
I like that.
Or even for every single charge. That way you'll know right away if something's wrong.
So you can catch any problem super fast.
Exactly. And a lot of people find it really useful to use their credit card company's app to track their spending throughout the month.
Oh yeah, the apps.
You can see pending transactions and basically get a much more up-to-date view of your account than waiting for the paper statement. It's all right there on your phone.
Those apps are pretty handy. Anything else?
One of the most important things is if you lose your card or someone steals it, tell your credit card company immediately.
Oh, right, of course.
The second you realize it's gone, call them. The sooner you do, the less likely you are to be responsible for any charges someone else makes.
Right, that's important.
They can cancel your old card and get you a new one with a different number.
So basically, be careful, use the technology to track your spending, and keep good records. That's how you prevent billing errors and catch them early if they do happen.
Exactly. Being proactive puts you in the driver's seat and can save you a ton of time and hassle.
So to sum it all up, if you see a charge you don't recognize, don't freak out. First, know what a billing error actually is.
Right.
Then check your statement carefully. Try talking to the store directly, and if that doesn't work, notify your credit card company in writing within 60 days. Remember, you don't have to pay the disputed amount while they're investigating it, and your credit score is safe during that time. Finally, make those good habits, like keeping your receipts, setting up alerts, and checking your account regularly to avoid problems in the future.
That's a great summary. Now you know how to handle credit card billing and protect yourself from errors.
And if this deep dive has helped you understand this sometimes confusing stuff, please share it with others who might find it useful. This is one of those things where knowing a little bit can make a big difference in your financial life.
Definitely. And here's something to think about. Understanding these consumer protections isn't just about fixing mistakes. It's about giving you the confidence to manage your money and feel secure.
I like that.
Knowing your rights and what to do can really take away the stress of billing problems.
Absolutely.
And that means you can focus on your bigger financial goals and feel more at ease.
I think that's a great place to wrap up. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
See you then.
If this podcast helped you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us keep making these videos. Thanks for watching.